double slash to comment it, right? So for user understanding or for the future understanding, we'll be having a comment line. Similarly, in the node red, we have a comment node. So that comment node will help us in labeling your forms. So using the comment node only, I have labeled here two forms here. One is called login form, another one is submission form. Okay. Then as I stated, we are going to have HTTP in, function node, template node, and HTTP response node. This is going to be the login form. I'll repeat, and we are going to have HTTP in node, function node, template node, and then your HTTP response node. So we have in the login form, we are going to take HTTP in node, function node, template node, and HTTP response node. Whereas in the function submission form, we are going to take HTTP in node, JSON node, function node, HTTP response node, and debug node. So you can include your based on the need of the application. You can bring the dashboard node as well. But for simplicity, I just brought only the few nodes here. So HTTP in and HTTP response is very, very important because we are going to work with the web pages. Since we are going to work with web pages, which has a default protocol of HTTP, we are going to have this HTTP in node and HTTP response node. So these two nodes, HTTP in node and HTTP response node, is going to be a common node in both both the forms, like login form and submission form. Okay, fine. So flow of design, what we are going to do it. Next, if you are going to run your HTML code in the local machine, you can specify the URL as slash, any name you can give it. So here I have given slash IoT home. So you drag an HTTP in node. I'll repeat. You just drag an HTTP in node and place it in the flow and double click it. This is HTTP in node. From the panel in the node palette, you identify the HTTP in node. You drag this HTTP in node and place it in the flow and double click it. So we are supposed to configure its property. We are going to give the method as get method, and the URL we are going to give as a local link. So I'm just going to give slash IoT home. Any name you can give it over there. So this is going to be it is going to be run in our local machine. Okay. Then I'm going to give a name for it. Again, this is an optional name, is optional one. So we have done with HTTP in. We dragged HTTP in node, we placed it in the flow, we double clicked it, and we are going to give only the URL name. I'm going to give a slash IoT name home. Same name you can give it because it is going to run in the local system only. Okay, so you can give the same slash IoT home. Next, the function node. The function node is very, very important node, which is going to help us in integrating. It is going to help us in integrating your login form and submission. So your function node is going to help us to integrate your login form with the function submission form. So here we are going to use a object called message.msg.url. So we are going to work with this website address. So here we are going to use this URL. I'm going to use a name called project. Even this is a user defined variable. You can give any name to it. For our reference, I'm going to use a name called project. I'll just repeat. You just browse or identify the function node, drag and place a function node in the Node-RED flow, double click your function node. Then we are going to use only one object called message.url. which is equal to, in double quotes you specify a variable name. I am using a name called project. So only this is going to be referenced in the submission form. Then I'm going to return this message object. MSG project is returned. I think this line will be already will be there in the function node. Only one line you need to configure, message.url is equal to project. So that's all with the function node. We included a HTTP in node. We have given a URL address here, and then we included a function node. Then we included a URL called message.url is equal to project. Is anyone with me till this? Anyone is doing with me? Okay. So now we have a template node. So we drag a template node and we place it in the flow. So this template node is a place which helps us to write this HTML code. So this is our HTML code. We drag our template node, we placed it in the panel in the flow, and we double clicked it. So your template will be kept open, and we are going to write the HTML code here. So the HTML code will be written, and then it will be integrated with the HTTP response. So for the beginners of HTML, I just brought few um, points about HTML. So HTML is hypertext markup language. This language is particularly used for designing your web pages, and it will be accessed worldwide. So we have access of web pages through this HTML, hypertext markup language. This is the generic flow structure of your HTML. In HTML, everything we will be calling them as a tag. So we have an HTML tag. Most of the tags are paired tags. So you have a start tag and we have an end tag as well. Okay. Some tags are standalone tags. So most of the tags are paired tags where we have a starting tag and an end tag. So we have a head and title. This is the body. This is a complete structure of your HTML. So I have HTML open tag and close tag, and then I have a head indicates here I'm going to place a title over here, and the body is going to play a vital role in this creation because it is going to hold the content. Whatever content we like to add it will be added in the body of the web page. So this is the flow. So these are some formatting tags available. If you want to bold, you can use /b, italics I, underline U, paragraph P, and BR is a standalone tag which does not need BR is break. Next line it will take the content to next line. So BR is a break. It's a standalone. It does not have an end tag. So these are some text formatting tags. So you can bring the colors towards. So BG color is background color. You can include images. So all this is are available. So image source, the source of the location of the source you can give it, and hyperlink you can create it, and a hand symbol will be kept and the value will be displayed over there. So these are the some it's called hypertext markup language details. You no need to buy heart this right now. This is a website I have shared it to ma'am. I think ma'am would have shared you. So www.w3schools.com. So here it contains all the flavors what we require for the HTML. So you can click that link and you can copy the code and you can place it in our template node. That's it. Then you can modify the code as per the need. That's it. Okay. So here I have copied a code from the above said reference website, and I just modified as per the requirement. I changed it to first name, last name, registration number, project title, I just copy paste the code and I just modified as per the need. That's it. Okay. So you no need to by heart it. You can go with the template available in this w3schools.com. Then after placing the content, we are supposed to include the HTTP response node. So in this response node, nothing there is to configure. You can give the name and you can leave it. That's it. So login form is over. In the login form, we have few important components like HTTP in node. This is my HTTP in node. In the HTTP in node, you would have given the URL address. In the this is your function node. In the function node, you would have given message dot URL is equal to double quotes. Inside it, we have a project word. Then we have a template node. In the template node only, we are going to copy some content of your HTML content from the particular website called w3schools.com, and you can copy it and paste it here so that you can experience a new website has been designed here. And then we have your HTTP response node. So this node we are not going to configure anything onto us. So that's all. Our login form is done. So we have completed our login form. Next we are going to work with the submission form. This is the flow of the submission form. We are going to have same HTTP in, and we are going to have an extra node called JSON node, and then the function node, HTTP response node. Then the output will be displayed in your debug monitor called debug node. So HTTP in node. So now you should use the name which you defined in the function node, because you are going to encapsulate everything in a URL object, and we are going to transmit it. The same word here we are going to use it. Okay. So whatever word you use to define it in the function node, you are going to use it here in the project. Okay. So just use this project, and then the JSON node, we all know there is no much configuration required for JSON node. You drag it and place it to your JSON node. That's it. Then in the function node, in this function node, the content what you like to display in the web pages. After you click submission, you whatever data you like to print it over there, you can give it here. So I'm going to have the following data was submitted. I'm going to take the payload, okay, and I'm going to submit it. I'm going to get the data from the project a login form, and that I'm going to display it over there. So for that, I'm going to use message.payload is equal to, this is just a printf statement. The following data was submitted. It's a printf statement. Whatever you like to print it over there, sorry, it's a print statement. Whatever you like to print it over there, you can give it here, and then you can bring your data from message.payload. So you can use this message.payload object in order to retrieve that complete object. So this is all about the function node. Then HTTP response node, we are not going to configure anything onto it. Then debug node, if you want to give the name, you can give the name, else it is optional. Okay, so now we have written a code for this project mark. I have written an HTML code. So for this IoT domain, enter your name, enter registration number, project mark, first name, registration number, project title. So like this, this is the form which created using template node. Okay, and this is the HTML code used for designing this form. So now what we need to do it, we are supposed to open a browser, and we are supposed to give the local path followed by /IoT domain. So this was the name which we would have given it when we designed HTTP in node of our login form. So /IoT domain. I'll just repeat. this slash IoT domain. Actually, this is the in this place we are supposed to give. Okay, I have changed this for demonstration as slash IoT home. You can use slash IoT home or domain, whatever you used it over there. So during demonstration, I'll just show you. So I'll just open my Node-RED. Is my Node-RED is visible?
Yes.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. So I just search for HTTP. So I have HTTP in, HTTP response, and HTTP request. So I drag this HTTP in node, I just place it here. I drag this HTTP response, I place it here. So I have HTTP in, HTTP response, and then I dragged it and placed it here. So now I'm double clicking. I'm double clicking this one. So here I used IoT day 3 as a name. So I'm copying this name. So any URL name you can give it here. So this is your local, what's called locally referenced variable for this URL. So I'm using a IoT day 3 here. Then click done. Then function node, select and drag a function node. So in this function node, I'm going to use a word called project. So message dot URL is equal to project. Then click done. Then search for template node, template, template node. You drag the template node and place it here. Then double click it. So this is the place where we are going to write this HTML code. Okay, so if you want, I can share the same HTML code. Just share to Vrinda ma'am. So ma'am might be sharing you. You can copy the same thing and you can paste it in this template node. So I'll just repeat. You just search for template node, drag and place this template node and double click its property. The content what I have shared it, you can copy paste it, or you can design a simple HTML with the basics tag like HTML head, body, and then I have used list here. Okay, so else you can use any display, just as a display message also you can use it. So whichever form is easy for you to design, you can design it. Else I have forwarded the content to ma'am, so you can copy the content and place it in this template node. Now we are not going to change anything onto it. Click done. Then search for HTTP response. You drag it and place it here. We are not going to change anything onto it. So our login form design is over. I'll repeat. We have taken HTTP in node, and in the HTTP in node we used a URL. You copy that URL that is going to be used for displaying your output. Then the function node, you are using one word called project as a URL. Message.url is equal to project. Then the template node, it is a node which is going to contain the HTML content. Whatever content you have it, you can use it. So else you can copy paste my content to hold this. Nothing, no more configuration here. Only you have to copy paste or you have to edit this properties of the HTML content and HTTP response. So we are done with what's called login form. I'll show you how to insert a comment node. You search for COMMENT. So there is a comment node. You drag it and you can place it here, and then you can name it. Okay, so I can say this is a HTML node. Then click done. So I'm just going to give the name for this template node for our understanding. This is an HTML node. Like this, you can give the name for your complete design. Okay, so your comments node will be helpful for commenting your design. So we have done with the login form. Next, we are going with the submission form submission. So same, just drag and place HTTP in node. Okay, so in the HTTP in node, make sure you are using the same word what we used in the function node of login, because the function node of login is going to encapsulate your object and it is going to send that object. Okay, the form or the details you are going to collect it from the HTML will be encapsulated and that will be transmitted. Okay, so we are going to use the same URL value here. So I'm using a project variable, same variable which I defined in the function node of login form. Then add a JSON, then the function node. So in this function node you can add any data. So data submitted, FDP, I'll just include FDP data submitted and it is available. So I'm going to add all the details retrieved from there. So I have to take message.payload. So message.payload, all the details will be encapsulated and that will be added along with this a print statement, FDP data submitted. That's all. Function node is over. Then HTTP response node, you drag and place that, no need to change anything onto it. Then you drag and place a debug node. So that's all our work is over. We created a login form, we created a submission form. So just click deploy. So confirm deploy. Successfully deployed. So now so we are supposed to give 127/180/ day 3, IoT day 3. So whatever name you used it in designing the HTTP in, okay, so that you have to give it as a / IoT day 3. I'm giving it here. So now you see I have designed it with workshop IoT employee number, welcome to BIT. So I'm going to give my name as first name, number I'm going to give 1 2 3 4 5 6, and the task I'm going to give some FDP. So this is my data and this data will be encapsulated as a message payload and that will be transmitted for the submission form. So once you click submit, you could see FDP data submitted and what the details retrieved are Mahi, my name, and then my register number, my task is FDP. So this is how we will retrieve the data from the HTML form. So imagine you are going to automate your online shopping. So you can retrieve details from the user, from the customer, the login form. You can collect the details and then you can transmit or you can display the data through upon submission. So this is how Node-RED is used for integrating with HTML. So without HTML code also we have a form node to design a form, but HTML will create a few more much more functionality rather than form node. So you can add a cascading style sheet in your HTML. Okay, so you can make much more stylish using your HTML. Okay, but if you feel that you want to do only basic form, you can use a form node available in the Node-RED. You can design a form. But if you feel that you should give some much more extra appearance or pleasing effect to your web pages, we can go with this HTML. This HTML coding can be done using this template node. So cascading style sheet you can include it. So for beautifications you can add any code for this. So for this we have a template node where we are going to add this code. That's it. Am I clear with the first division, first module? Yes. Thank you, ma'am. So I would like to bring to your notice that uh, you may experience or you would have learned this concept in 30 to 40 minutes, at least briefing out what has to be done. So frankly speaking, for me to prepare this, when I learned it, it hardly takes 4 to 5 days. So to identify all this, 4 to 5 days has been spent in order to identify the every module. So every module we are demonstrating for your better learning in an half an hour period. But when you start exploring yourself in digging this or in integrating this, the time it consumes are much more. We might not find any direct materials in designing this automation. Okay. So if you have any doubt, you just let me know so that I can stop it over there and I can explain you. I can give much more insight onto what. Okay. So don't waste this time. So kindly make use of best of this learning, um, because when you start digging into it, it is much more time consuming. So that is all about the first module is completely over with our session. So next is very interesting one, like online media monitoring using FeedParser. So you would have seen many online newsletters, newspapers are available. Okay. So now if you want to perform some analysis with your with the news, with the streaming of newses, if you like to perform some data analytics with the streaming of newses, we have a beautiful node called FeedParser. Okay, which is helping us to perform some online media monitoring. So what is media monitoring? If a company A want to know about a company B, earlier days we had only newspaper, TV through a radio. So only these the three various platforms. In olden days, we supposed to know about one person to the other or one company from the other company. But now, due to the advancement in technology, everything is in our fingertips. So everything has been the online. So we have a huge online resources available for this media monitoring. So, okay, so now this media monitoring can be done through RSS. RSS stands for really simple indication. Okay, so RSS is really simple syndication. It is easy. It helps us in reading your XML files. It's very important. This RSS objectives, all the coding might be written in XML code. In most of the web pages, dynamic web pages, they would have written it in the XML code. So all this content could be read by this using this RSS. Okay, so this RSS feed, it takes the headlines, it can take the summaries, you can take upon the update notice. All these things can be collected, and that could be processed, and you can categorize it based on our need. Okay, so this is the beauty of this RSS. So RSS is a web feed that allows the user and the application to access the updates to websites. So in the standard form, it will retrieve the data and it is going to update that website. So it's all about the RSS. So we have a RSS feed for it, and we have a convenient data dashboard to display this one. Okay. So we have an RSS news leader. So we are going to, for example, if you want to specify about the sports newspaper, sports news, you're interested in sports and you want all the details relevant with the sports. Okay, so for that you can take all the abstracts relevant with the sports, and you can detect the keyword, and you can send a notification. Okay, so that's what actually is happening in our real time dates. Okay, so you would have seen in the Amazon, you could observe that your recommendations will be given based upon the your interest. Okay, so if we served 2 or 3 component, your recommendations would be given. Okay, so similarly, if you would have gone through a e-newspaper of sports or politics, so after the few days or a few few times, the particular it's called recommendations will be given for us. So this can be done using this RSS. So this is a complete node flow of this RSS. We are going to use feed parser node, switch node, change node, debug node, and a dashboard node to display. So these things are already known nodes: switch node, change node, debug node, or the test or the dashboard nodes are known nodes, and only the new node is your feed parser node. So this, the feed parser node, is a RSS node which helps us for taking the data online through online. So to install this feed parser node, as usual, you go to the manage palette and type feed parser. You type feed parser, go to manage palette and type feed parser. So you could see Node-RED -node feed parser. You can install that feed parser into the node. Okay. So I just gone to manage palette, then I just typed feed. So Node-RED -node feed parser is available. You can click install to install it. So feed parser installed. So click install to install it. Now when you search it in the node palette, you could see feed parser will be available in the node palette. So I'll repeat, you would have started your manage palette. Go to the manage palette. In the manage palette, you type feed parser, and the feed parser, there is a feed parser options available. You install it. So once installation is over, it will go to this feed parser. So your feed parser component is completely ready now. So it will be very interesting and very useful one. We are going to bring this feed parser and drag it and place it here. So this is your ESPN. I just named it as ESPN. So you can name it as per your requirement. And this is your dashboard text message. I'm going to display the text. So you have a text box in the dashboard. I'll repeat, you have a text box in the dashboard. You can drag the text box and you can place it here. And even you can use a debug monitor to display the output. So whenever you have a data analytics concept, you are supposed to concentrate on two important nodes. One is the switch node, another one is change node. So switch node will help us in identifying the condition, and change node will help us in deviating the path. So if you have one or two deviations of output, so if this condition satisfy, you are going to produce one statement, else you can go with the other statement. So this deviations is possible with the help of this change node. So this is all about our design. Okay, so now you can go to this website, you can open your Google and you can type ESPN RSS newsfeed. If you type this newsfeed, then you can see this ESPN.com newsfeed would have reached. You just click this ESPN.newsfeed. So these are the various RSS. So you see everything has been incorporated as RSS. Okay, so RSS for headlines is there, RSS for NFL headlines, some NBA headlines, sports, motor sports, like this. For every verticals they have a separate XML code designed for it. Okay, so you can take whichever news you are going to feed it here, you can select it. So let me take a top headlines. Once you click this top headlines, you could see this is the actual XML code written into it. This is an actual XML code written into this RSS feed. Okay, so now you can copy this location. So there was a location like ESPN.RSS, the location is there. You can copy that location. This is the actual location, HTTP. I think ma'am would have forwarded this link as well. www.espn.com/espn-rss/news. So whatever RSS you are going to use it, you can take this. So I'll just repeat. I just served it in a Google. There was an ESPN RSS feed is available. So you can click this ESPN news feed. Then there are various RSS verticals available for this particular news. You select that whatever news you want to take it. So I'm taking the top headlines. So you have to copy the website address of this XML file. So you copy this, and we are going to provide this in the RSS feeder, the feed parser node. So there is a feed parser node. You would have dragged it and placed it in the feed parser node. In this place, you are supposed to copy and paste this website address. So this is the website address of the feed parser. So whatever news you want to perform some analysis, you can take that particular link. Okay, so you can make yourself refresh for 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes the data get refreshed automatically. So we are going to work with the live data, right? So you can make it, you can refresh it for every 15 minutes, or you can make it for 10 minutes. So based on the requirement, we can perform some analysis over there. Okay, so this is the feed parser. In the feed parser, we are supposed to provide only the URL. So this is the URL. This going to hold the news link. Okay, the XML link of the news, we are going to provide it. So this link only is going to be subjected into processing methodology, or we are going to process something onto it. So next, we can include a text box. So whatever data it will retrieve it will be displayed in this text box, and same thing, it will be displayed in the debug monitor as well. So debug monitor and the text box. Text box is a dashboard node. So we are supposed to configure the group node, group and the tab. So group details, the tab details has to be set. You can vary with the size. So size you can change it, and the layout also you can change it, whether the values to be displayed in the center or the left alignment or right alignment. Okay, so this is the various properties of that particular text box. A text box can hold a left alignment, right alignment, center alignment. Okay, so that depends on our requirement. We can make it. So the size, we have auto, small, large, those sizes are there. We can select as per our requirement. So this is all about the text node. That's all. So once you deploy it, okay, once you deploy it, you could see the details available in the debug monitor. So the topic from the ESPN website directly, the data will be displayed. Okay, and the news leader, the content will be displayed in the text box as well. Okay, so here I have just retrieved data and displayed it. I have not done any analytics so far. So I just taken the data from the particular website. I have just displayed in the dashboard, and I have displayed only in the debug monitor. So now I need to perform some analytics. So to perform analytics, I need to include two more nodes, like switch node and the change node. So I'll just give the demonstration. I'll give enabled, done. So I activate this. So now you could see ESPN. So I'll show you Google ESPN. Okay, so once you click this espn.com news feed, so lots of news feeds will be available. Top lines, as I shown you, basketball, football, poker, so all this news will be available. So whichever you want to take, if you want whichever data you want to perform analysis, you take that one. So you have to copy this website only. So copy this website and go to this Node-RED, you're supposed to provide the link of this here. Okay, so then you can change the refresh, then you can click done. Then drag and place a text box, set the group and the tab details. I'm setting it's a newsreader, and the size, you can change the size as small or large, anything you can select it. Then I'm selecting the it is display, it should be center. Okay, then click done. That's all. Click deploy, confirm deploy. Okay, so now go to dashboard, click UI. So you could see something with athletics, the NASA registrator, the news read from the particular link will be displayed here. So even if you want to see the news read, so this is the complete news read of this particular article. So this is what is about our it's called RSS feed parser is over. So at least can you refresh yourself for answering this question? How many F are there in this particular sentence? How many F?
Three, ma'am.
3. Good try, sir. Any other try? Thank you for your response, sir. Any other try? We have it. Any other answers? We have it. So we got one answer as 3.
5, ma'am. 5.
5. So one answer is 5. Good try. Thank you so much for your response, ma'am. Any other answers? We have it. RK sir, you're telling something, but it is not audible for me. RK sir. Okay. Good try. Thanks for your response. 3 and 5. Actual, the answer is 6. So mostly we will forget about. So I have one F here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So sometimes when even when I read it first, I identified only 3, sir, because I forgot to count this F, this O, F, F. I forgot to count. So that is the human
Yes, yes, ma'am.
basic
Even I did
nature.
same.
Yes. So it's a correct answer is 6. Thank you so much for your response. Next, guess the next 3 letters in the series. G, T, N, T, L.
ITS. ITS.
Yes, it's absolutely right. Your answer is absolutely right, sir. Can you tell me how you got this answer?
Madam, guess the next 3 letters is there. You have given already GTNTL. In the series ITS.
Super, sir. Super. So it is already G, T, N, T, L is there. So the next letters are I, T, S. So
Yes.
the learning from this is, in most of our problem, the solution is hidden behind it. So we can observe or explore the and solutions from the problem itself. So that is why I just brought it. As finally we end with this. What is the number of parking spot covered by the car? So what is the number of this car? The parking number, spot number of this car.
19.
87.
87, ma'am. 87, ma'am.
87.
9. Good try. 8.
87.
Hello.
87. Someone is telling 87. Good try. Any other
87.
answer?
87.
7. So can you let me why it is 87?
Keep it upside down, ma'am. So it
Yes,
is
sir. Yes,
86,
ma'am.
87,
Super, ma'am. So the image is flipped upside down. So the parking spot is labeled with the number 87. So it is 86, 87, 88, 90, 89, 90, 91. So we have to focus all our problems in different verticals. In all perceptions, we have to focus our problems. So for that only, I just brought this problem. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you. Thank you. So we are next going to work with a cloud-based Node-RED. Node-RED, when I talk about IoT, when I talk about data analytics, yes, there is a need for cloud which comes into the picture. Now, in today's session, I am just going to just talk about one a small part of the FRED. But you can integrate your IBM, you can integrate your G Cloud, okay? So all those things also, Google Cloud, you can integrate your Amazon. So all those things also could be integrated. So I'll go with the front end of Node-RED. We'll call them as FRED. It's a cloud-based Node-RED. Okay. So even if you does not have Node-RED integrated or deployed in your local machine, you can use this FRED. So cloud-based Node-RED, you can use this simulation for your automation. Okay. So FRED is a front end for Node-RED. It manages the instances used in the cloud. So n number of servers or n number of users, they can be access the devices dynamically. Okay, so using this FRED, we'll be calling them front end for the Node-RED. Okay, so it's a cloud-based version of the Node-RED. It's a great tool for the developers for accessing your IoT applications. So I have a server here. I'll be having a client. N number of clients can be connected to the server, and the data can be communicated across these two platforms. So when I talk about FRED, the important two nodes available or the two important nodes associated with the FRED are FRED input, FRED output. Okay, so front end Node-RED of input node and front end Node-RED of output node. So we are two important nodes, FRED input and FRED output. So both these nodes are available both in the server side and in the client side. Okay. In the local machine also we'll be having this FRED concept, and in the server machine also we'll be having this FRED concept. So to create an account, I think ma'am would have forwarded this link, fred.sensetechnic.com. So once you serve this fred.sensetechnic.com, you can create your own account here. So you can click this fred.sensetechnic.com. If anyone is working with me, I can wait till you give acknowledgement. fred.sensetechnic.com. So you can create your own account here. So you can go with the free shot. Okay, so free FRED for free, you can take this option, but they have a limited services. It's more than enough for academic purpose. This is more than enough. So you can go with the free option. Then you can click sign up. You just sign up here. So once you click sign up, it will ask you to take the username, password, Gmail, email ID, and the name and the company name. Okay. So one point I would like to bring to your notice through my experiences is your username should be between 4 to 25 characters. It should contain your lowercase letter, number, hyphen, and it should start with letter. So ABC underscore DEF 123 is allowed. Okay, so it should have it should contain any lowercase letter, it should contain the number, and it should contain hyphen or underscore. So this is a protocol for username itself. I'm not talking about the password, I'm talking about the username itself. So you should not waste your time in identifying your username. You keep this protocol. It should be a letter from 4 to 25 character. you should have a number, it should have a hyphen or underscore. Then next is your password. You can provide your strong password combining your numbers and your characters. Then you can provide your valid email ID. It's very, very important. You're supposed to provide your valid email ID and give your name and give your company name. Okay. So this is these are the few details which will be retrieved while creating this login of F-Rate. So once you click a sign up, it will ask you to create your username, password, email, name, company name. Then in the follow up, you will see this this all options is not applicable for us. So I just gone with other, and this is also what industry they are asking. It is also not matching with me, so I gone for other. Okay. So by clicking others, okay, now you can give submit. So you will get registration complete. Please check your email to activate your account. So we have to go serve to our email account, the valid email ID you would have given it. So that email account you have to go to it and you have to validate it. So unless you click it, it will not get validated. It's very, very important. Okay. So this is my email verification. I received an email. Verify your email address. We are supposed to click this. So verify your email address option is available from the email retrieved or received from them. There you have to verify your email address. So after verifying the address, it will land up on our the actual page of the accessible page or the design page of F-Rate. So here there are various applications are available, F-Rate, MQTT, InfluxDB. So out of this, we are going to go with F-Rate, front-end Node-RED. You can click here to go to F-Rate. So you just click here. So this instance will be landed on. So okay, it will reach to this instance page. So this is my account name. You can see there is API key. It's very, very important when you perform a private communication. This API key is important to get devices get connected. Okay, so you can click start instance to start your process. So click start instance to start your data retrieval. So now you can first check whether this is available in your client devices. So if not, you're supposed to install it in the client side device. Okay. So to install your client side device, go to manage palette, type node-red contrib -F-Rate. So -F-Rate is a it's called a syntax to upload your or install your F-Rate in the local client machine. As usual, go to manage palette, go to manage palette, go to the install option, you click this -F-Rate. So this will be popped out. You click install to install it. This happens. This I'm talking about your local machine, that is your Node-RED platform, what we have it in our device. So you can click install. It is getting installed, then it got installed. So in this, it is getting installing process is under progress here. Here it got installed. That's all. We have integrated or installed this F-Rate. So once you type in the panel, the node palette, you could see F-Rate in and F-Rate out is available. So F-Rate in and F-Rate out is available. So these are the two important nodes we are going to use it here. So this is your sample flow created using F-Rate. We have F-Rate in, F-Rate out, debug node and inject node. As we have seen a WebSocket, through WebSocket we have connected to WebSocket node and we sent some data here and we displayed the data here, right? So same thing here, we are going to use it using F-Rate, but you are going to send the data from one location and you're going to retrieve the data in the other location. For example, I'm sending a data here from the local machine and I'm going to see the output in the server machine. Okay. Now the server machine will send a data here. The data is going to be displayed in your local machine. This is what we are going to see. So this is how a beautiful cloud establishment will happen. So any devices can be connected, and apart from its locations at any place, the data gets transmitted or communicated. So this is the beauty of your FRED in the cloud. So you have to configure its property. So you can give a endpoints, very important, like username. You just give a name. It's a unique name which is going to act as a establisher or the interface. So I'm using an MIOT word here. So the same MIOT word endpoint will be used in the other part of the server side also. Okay. So this is the property. You drag FRED in and place it here. Okay, then you double click it to change the property. Here only endpoint we need to configure, and we have to specify the name. Name is optional, endpoint is must. Then once you give the endpoint, there was two options, like you can create a private endpoint or a public endpoint. What I'm going to do it is a public endpoint. If you want to do a private endpoint, you're supposed to provide the API key. The API key, I will show you where to retrieve. So that API key we have copy and we have to paste it here. Then you're supposed to give the username. Username is the name which we created, a login name we created, right? The same login name you have to specify. It's very important. Only through this username it will authenticate our access, and it will allow our access. Okay, so authentication happens with this username. Okay, so authentication will happen with this username. So make sure you give the correct username. So if you are using a private connection, you can provide this API key for secured communication. Okay. So for if you feel that you are going to send uh, employee salary details, so there you cannot broadcast it. You can give a private connections to send those details. Okay. So this is all about public and private. The property we talked about, the endpoint we talked about. And click done. So you can see the red signifies it is what not connected. So it is reconnecting. It says it will try to reconnect it. Okay. Why it is not connected is we have not established the connection with FRED. We have done so far, we have created a flow in the local machine. We have not created our flow in the server side. Unless you create a flow in the server side and deploy it, it is saying that reconnecting. It will keep on checking whether the server gets connected or not. That's what I got a reconnecting terminology here. Okay. Once I establish a client side window, then client server side application, it get inactivated. Okay. The one point here is this is through experience I come to know about this. So they have upgraded this Node-RED. Some Node-RED is not supporting this FRED option. If so, you kindly go to the command window. In the command window, the black screen of your Node-RED, you stop this flow. Then you install. You give this instruction to install it. npm install -g space double colon, so that double hyphen unsafe hyphen perm space node hyphen red. So you just give this command to activate or to install the update your Node-RED. Okay, so then it gets communicated. Now you have to go to the FRED cloud FRED platform of the cloud version. So now you could see this is my instance. You can click the start instance. I told about the API key, right? So this is the actual API key for the private communications. You can copy this. can copy this API key. Okay, then you can now go for private establishment. So you can click here, start instance to click here. So once you click it, you can see the same flow what we have seen it in the local machine will be visible here. So then you can press, you can click your plus symbol here to create a new flow. But default flow designed by the members across the world will be available here. So you can reuse it. Okay, since they all used a public it's called a public endpoint, it is visible to everyone. That's what I told you. If you want to have some private design, you can go with the private key or API key. Else, whatever design you do it in the FRED will be visible to all other members of the FRED usage. Okay. So now the same inject node I'm going to have it, and the same FRED in and FRED node I'm going to have it. Okay. So then I'm going to deploy it here. So the same pattern in the server also be connected, inject node, and I'm going to send some data here. It is going to display it in the local machine, and from the local machine the data is going to be displayed here. That is what the objective of this flow. So you can configure it and you can connect it. Make sure you deploy both the side. Then only you could see this connection will be visible. Connected, you can see connected. Previously it was saying reconnecting. So it will keep on establishing the connection. Once it got deployed at the both the side, once your username is correct and it is authenticated, it will say connected. That's all. So now you see I am server Node-RED. So I am sending a data from the Node-RED, and that will be displayed, that is going to display it in the other part of the node, that is your client. This is all about your private Node-RED. I'll just show the demonstration. Let me deactivate this one. I deactivated. I'm activating my FRED. I'm activating my FRED. So I gone to manage palette, go to manage palette, type FRED. So already it got installed. For the new beginners, it will be saying install. You can click install. So you can click install, then you can click close. Then you can come to node palette, type FRED. So that you can see FRED in and FRED out. You drag FRED in and place it here, and drag an FRED out and place it here. So for this one, I'm going to connect since it is an output lead, I want a debug monitor connected to it. So I'm connecting this. Since this is an input lead, I need a inject to be connected. So I'm connecting an inject. Okay. So now configure this FRED. So this is the endpoint I use. The endpoint name I use is MIOT. Okay, and this is my username. So I'll just click update, click done. So once you configure here, automatically it gets configured here also. So MIOT. You can check whether my username, you should give the correct username, then click done. Okay. So this part is over from my local machine. Then go to FRED. You click sign login. Since I already signed in, so my signing process is complete. I'm just clicking login. So it is getting logged in. Let's go to start instruction. Start instance. Go to start instance, and this is the API key. This is the API key. It is used for private endpoint, for private connection. You can use this. Okay, so this was my user login of FRED. So it is getting populated. This is, as I said, this was the existing one. This is the one which I created. I created the same FRED. You type FRED here, drag and place FRED in and FRED out. You just use your debug monitor and inject node to connect it. and then double click it. Make sure you use the same endpoint. So I'm using the same MIOT endpoint here, and I'm using the same IoT endpoint here. So now you can click deploy, confirm deploy, and you confirm deploy this side also. So now you could see it was the connection was not established. Once you click deploy, confirm deploy, you could see it is connected because I already established the connection with the server as well. So the server also saying connected. Okay. So now I'm going to send a message. So I'm clicking a inject node. I'll show you what is there in the inject node. So the inject node says welcome to day 3 of FDP from client. I'll say from client. So this is the message. I'm going to send it from my local machine. I'm just clicking inject. Okay, I forgot to deploy it, so it's saying deployment is not connected. So now you click inject here. Once you click the inject here, you go to the FRED platform. So now you could see nothing was displayed in this debug monitor. Nothing is displayed because the data will be displayed in the server side. So go to the server side, go to the debug monitor. Okay, so now I'll just inject over here. You could see welcome to day 3 FDP from client. Okay, so now if I inject something over here, so I'm going to send great learning through zero coding. This is what I'm going to send it. So if I inject here, I could see an output displayed in this monitor, this local machine, great learning through zero coding. So this is the beauty of your FRED. So data can be communicated across any platform. So any devices can be integrated, and any devices can be used for communications for further automation. So that is all about our third part of the learning is over, and we reached the final part of our learning. But Node-RED is not stopped at this point. When you happen to see my videos in my channel, I have uploaded few more modules with respect to Node-RED. Okay, Node-RED actually it's ocean. For every node, minimum I used to spend 4 to 5 days to explore it. You can this is a starting point. Keep this as a starting point, and you can explore it for your research work. So next, finally, I'm going to end with this weather report analysis using Open Weather Map. So Open Weather Map is a location, it's a website. So from there, we are going to retrieve the data, and we are going to process it using the Node-RED and FRED as well. So here we are going to use two important components or the nodes called Open Weather Map and Open Weather Map In. To install it, as usual, go to Manage Palette, type Open Weather Map. So the particular Open Weather Map and Open Weather Map In will be installed. So two components of the nodes will be installed. So we are supposed to obtain an API key from this. As usual, we need to log in and we need to get the API key. So it is also free access only. So actually this input node will it will fetch the current weather, or even the 5 days forecast can be fetched from any part of the country by giving its latitude and longitude, and it refresh itself for every 10 minutes. Okay, so we are going to have a query node which is going to accept the input node, and these are the properties of your weather data. So it will give you the date, the timestamp, it's in pressure, in humidity, the speed, the degree, that is the wind direction, the cloudiness percentage, the temperature, the day, the minimum temperature, maximum temperature, whether it is night, evening, or morning. All these weather related data will be displayed here. Okay. So we have message.time, which is going to display the weather data. Time will be displayed, and the data, complete data, will be taken it using from the JSON object. So this is the website. I think ma'am would have forwarded this, openweathermap.org. So you can surf it. https://openweathermap.org/API. So this is the website address. Even I have provided to ma'am. So ma'am would have given in the WhatsApp group, I guess. So we can copy that openweathermap.org. So as usual, we are supposed to create the account. So you give your name, your email ID and the password. Then we are supposed to activate these components. I am a 16-year-old and over, and I agree with terms and conditions. So you just open this openweathermap.org, give your username, password, and then keep this these two active. Then you need to check I am not a robot. You just click this I am not a robot. Then you create an account. So this you can leave. It is optional one, so you can leave it. Only thing is you have to supposed to provide these two terms. Then you have to check I am not a robot and you have to create an account. Once your account is created, it will ask you the company name and the purpose you can give it. So company name and the purpose you can give it as education and science. Then click save. So actually when I create this, I was in VIT Chennai campus. So it is saying Vengavasal. This is my location. So I created during March 1st of 2021. And this is the time I created. So I logged in and this is the temperature, 34 degrees Celsius the temperature. You can see the pressure, HPA pressure, the humidity, all these details will be the current weather forecast details will be displayed in the Open Weather website. So now that details we are going to fetch in order to process for our application. Okay. So when you exceed, this is a free access, right? So when you exceed some limit, it will throw some error so that you can use some other login ID and you can create a new account over it. Then you click your email account. As like our FRED, you also verify this. So verify your email ID to activate it. Verify your email ID to activate it. So I'll just repeat. I just logged into openweathermap.org. Created an account using the username.
इसमें भी तो बताओ ना कि क्या प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, क्या समझ में नहीं आ रहा है।
ऐसा करो, आप मना कर दो सर।
So using the username and the password, and I created. I just activate these two options. I'm not a robot and create an account. So you just specify the company name and the purpose. The purpose we have chosen it for education and serve science. You save it. Once you land on, the current location of your weather will be displayed here. So this is through experience we got it. So once you exceed the limit, the API access limit, it will say it got suspended. So no worries, you can refresh and check it again, else you can create another email ID to access it. Okay. So once you create the login, you just open your email ID and verify your email. Yes, you're almost done. So now this is the platform. This is my account. So you can get the API key here. Okay, why we created a login here is to access your API key. It's very, very important. We are supposed to access our API key. For that, we created our user ID here with this Open Weather Map. So you just create, click API key option. So just click API key option. You can see the key was generated. You can copy this key. Else, if you feel that want to generate a new key, you can click generate and you can take up the key name as you require. Okay. Else, you can take up the default key generated, API key generated. So you copy this API key So this API key, we are going to use it in our Node-RED platform. So copy this API key and just make it ready. So this is the sample flow. We are going to display it here. I'm going to have an inject node. This is the open weather map query node. So this is open weather map query node. And then a display, two display nodes I'm going to have it. One is with respect to the UI based, another one is the dashboard based. So I'm going to have two different outputs. One is message.payload. This is my output in the debug monitor, and this is the output in the UI node. Then this is for processing. So if you like to process something, your weather map, then you can use open weather map in the input node, followed by the function node, and then the debug node, and then the text message node. The processed data will be displayed in your text message. So this is the sample node. We are going to have it. So now open weather query node. First we are going to proceed with open weather query node. You copy, you drag it and place it here. You double click it and get the property. Now API key where you copied from your open weather website, you paste it here. Okay, so that API key you need to paste here, that API key. Unless otherwise you provide this API key, this open weather map will not work. So API key plays a vital role into it. So that's what, before you come into the flow, you create your login, you make your API key ready. Then copy that API key, then place it here. Then you can go whether you want a current weather or you want a data for 5 days forecasting data. Based on your requirement of analysis, you can take up the data. So this is a weather current data I'm taking it. And city and location, if you know the name, city name and country name, you can give it. Else, if you know the latitude and longitude, you can give that as all, that also. So that will be the option, the other options we can give it. So that's all about the open weather query. Very important point here is we are supposed to provide the API key. This API key you would have generated from this API key generation. The default is also there. You can copy this. Else, if you want to generate a new, you can click generate and you can take up this API key. Okay, you can copy this API key. Then you can take up this API key here. So that's all. Properties of query map open weather query node is done. Then the function node. So function node, I'm going to send some, I'm going to do some analysis, or I'm going to do some processing here. So if my payload weather is equal to clear, imagine I am a hotel management, it's called developer or software with for hotel management. So I want to send a message to my clients or to the customers. So I'm checking my weather, current weather is clear. So if it is clear, I can say, good day, have a pleasant stay at Kodaikanal, something like that I can say. Else, if my weather is going to be rain, then I can send a message. I can send a message to my customer, stay home or stay room, stay safe, it is raining. Like that I can say I can provide some automation to my customer. Okay, so this you can do it using this function node. It's just a comparison statement and a print statement, that's it. So if my payload weather is equal to clear, then I'm going to send one message, else I'm going to send another message. Okay, so this is what is the use of function node here. For your better understanding, I have taken it and I have put it in the same form, same in the content of the function node. Message.payload.weather is equal to clear, good day, have a pleasant stay. If the weather is rain, then you can send an alert message, it is raining, you'll be at home. Or you can say it's raining, take precautionary measures like take a raincoat or umbrella, something like that. So you can give an alert message based on the current data. Okay, then this is your gauge node display. So as usual, as a gauge node is a dashboard node, you can take a group and a tab. So since a gauge is a dashboard node, you are supposed to set the group node, group attribute and the tab attribute. Then you can type the type of your gauge can be selected, and the minimum and the maximum value of the gauge can be selected. So now actually this is the output I retrieved. So now you see my weathers during that time. I have done it during 1st of March. So on that time my weather was clear. Okay. So what I did, if my weather is clear, I just sent a message, good day, have a pleasant stay. Okay. So my message was, my weather was clear. Okay, so message dot payload dot weather is clear. So I get a message like have a pleasant stay, and all the details about my weather will be displayed here. And if you want to display something here, so I just taken this 33, that is temperature value, and have passed it to this, so that the value 33 will be displayed here, 33 or 34. So same thing you can do it using FRED as well. So same API key you can use it, and same operations you can bring it, and you can use it here. So here why particularly I have shown it using FRED is, in the FRED there is an availability of different services provided by the FRED can be utilized here. So this option you have to select it. Then in this option you can type open weather map options. Open weather option, this will be used, and you click this, it will be installed and that will be utilized. So many services, many it's called online services could be used using this FRED as well. So you can add this node. So FRED is ready to get the instance. Start the instance as usual. Open, drag and use your open weather query node. It has to be provided. Then you have to establish a connection. Same thing you can do it in the FRED or as well as in the local machine as well. So I'll just demonstrate using this FRED weather report. So I'll just go to openweathermap.org/API. So this is OpenWeatherMap API. I'm logging in, so I'm going to sign in. So I'm going to give submit. So this is my login. So in this, I'm going to take this API key. So click API key. I logged in and my page has been kept open here. So now in this, there are few options, tabs are available. So in this, one thing we are going to do it is the API key. You click this API key. So either I can take this API key, or I created a API key for weather. So generated, I kept a API key generated for here. So you can use this API key for this generation. Okay. So you copy this, you can click this option to copy your API key. Okay. So if you want to edit your API key name, you can edit it. You can copy this and you can make it yourself ready for the API key. Then go to Node-RED. So just you have to create your login, and in this login you have to open your API key. That's it. Then you can go to your Node-RED. So I'm making this enable. Okay, so I'm searching for inject node. I drag an inject node and place it here, and I'm going to give report submit of day 3 FDP. Okay, day 3 FDP I'm giving. This is my payload which is going to be displayed over there. Then click done. Then I'm searching for open weather. Actually open weather is already installed, so it is available here. If you want to install it in your panel, you go to manage palette, click to install, type open weather. So open weather, there was a node-red node -red -node -open weather. So this option is available. this option is available. You can take this option and you can click install. So automatically it get installed. So open weather map will be applicable for us. So in last one, we just it's called installed FRED. Now we installed open weather map. So click OK. Once it is installed, these two will be available here. So this first one is query, open weather query. So you just take it and then place it here, double click it. The API key which you copied over there, we have to specify here. So let me place my API key here, and you can check with the languages, what languages you want to display. Okay, so I'll go with English itself. And the current weather, so three options are there: current weather for today's, or 5 days forecast, or combined thing. So combined 5 days from today can be taken out. Okay, so these are the three verticals available for this current weather. And the country, and the if you know only the name and the country name, you can go with city and country. Else if you know only the coordinates, you can click this coordinates. So then you have to give the latitude and the longitude value. Since I does not know the latitude and longitude value, I'll go with the city and the country. I'm giving my city as Chennai and country as India. And this is the name, this is an optional one. I'll just repeat. I just drag the open weather map. I just kept it in the flow, double clicked it. It's very important. API key is the only important component here. You can give your API key which has been copied from this location. So this API key, I copied it, and this API key is provided here. And these are all optional one. Based upon your requirement, we can configure. And this location, you can go with the two ways. One with the either city or the country, and the next one is through either it's through its coordinates. Then click done. Yes. Now this part is over. So your output can be either visualized in the debug monitor, or I have brought a gauge node. So I have set with group and the tab. I'm giving my tab name as Smart City IoT Weather. Same thing with the group name. So type you can change. Let me show you the level based. I'm going to display the temperature in Kelvin, and the temperature values, minimum and maximum value, I'm giving it. Then very important point, I want to retrieve the payload of temp pk. How do I know this one temp pk is? So you can go to this you can clear this. So if you does not know what is your actual payload has to be taken out, you just deploy it, you confirm deploy. See, this is the open weather details available. You can click it here. So you can see these are the objects available: temp key, temperature Kelvin, temperature in Celsius, temp C, temperature minimum, temperature maximum, humidity. These are the objects which has been associated with this weather map. Okay, so now what you can do it, you just drag it, and you see I just displayed temperature in Kelvin. So let me display temperature maximum temperature. I'll display maximum temperature. So I need to change this format. Some for the maximum temperature value has been represented as temp underscore max C. So this is the variable associated for retrieving the maximum temperature. So you are not writing any code. I'm just configuring as within existing data. That's it. Okay. So then you can give the range. Actually, this is less than 100 only. So you can keep my minimum as 0 and maximum as 100. Then I'm going to say name as maximum temperature, and clicking done. So then you can click deploy, confirm deploy. So now you click, 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 invalid API key. So let me refresh this API key and check it. I'll copy this API key. Yes, my API key has been changed here. So copy and paste my API key here. I'm clicking done and I'm clicking deployed. Declare the log, then trigger now. So now I can see my output in the dashboard. Go to dashboard icon. So the maximum temperature, see the maximum temperature is 33.39 unit. So you can see the same thing will be displayed here. The maximum temperature is 33.39. Okay. So like this you can take appropriate data which is need to be processed and displayed. So you can perform any type of analytics using this using this properties. So this is the one part of it. Then as I said, if I want to display the data, then you can use a function node. Okay, so for this you see my weather is cloud. Okay, so if my weather is cloud, day 3 FDP, good day, have a pleasant stay. So I'm going to do this one. Click done. So if it is weather is cloud, so this is weather. It's called the property variable is weather. So message dot payload dot weather. So if I want to check with the temperature, then you can use temp C. So message dot payload dot temp C. So like this, you can take any of the data available and you can perform this analytics here. Okay. So now if my weather is clouds, you can use the same word clouds here and you can paste it here. Okay. Because if the weather is the same variable, then this particular data is going to be displayed. Okay. Then you can click done. Okay, so I'm going to display it in the two places. One it in the message debug monitor, another one in the text box. So I used text box. So you just search for text box, text, text input and text box are available. So this is an output text box. So select this, drag it, double click it, and then you just configure the group and the tab. You configure the group and the tab. You name it as LCD. I just named it as LCD. I'm going to see the size. I'm going to select it, maximum size I can select. The value I'm going to display it in the center like this. So this configuration is over. So I retrieved two types of data. One is from directly without processing, the data is going to be displayed. Then after processing also the data is going to be displayed. So you can confirm, click confirm deploy, confirm it. Okay, so now you see, so the weather is cloud, FDP, day 3 FDP, good day, have a pleasant stay. Okay, so this output I got it after processing it through the function node, and this is my complete details which I would have retrieved it using this debug monitor. Okay, so that is the function of all this weather report. So any weather data you can take it, you can process it. So you are not doing any big calculations or big programming here. So you can perform some operations using this drag and drop, and you can complete this. Okay, so I can show you the output as well in the debug monitor, sorry, in the UI. So the other way to show UI based output is 127.0.0.1/small UI. If you press small UI, so now you could see weather is cloud, day 3 FTP, good day, have a pleasant stay. So the output which has been processed in the function node, it will be displayed here. Okay, so this is the output of my previous this flow, this design, that is the output. And for this design, LCD report, so you can see the name called LCD report here. So LCD is here. You can see this LCD report. So this is all about this Node-RED. So this was our learning about open weather map. So can anyone help me in finding out what are the things we learned it in today's session? The new nodes, at least any nodes which hit in your mind. We learned few nodes. At least you tell me the old the nodes which we learned it in last 2 days. Can anyone please?
MQTT in, MQTT out,
Yes, ma'am. MQTT in and MQTT out. Super ma'am.
ALA file SQL,
ALA file in and out. Super ma'am. Thank you.
and now we have learned FRED node.
Oh, super ma'am. In today's session, we learned FRED. FRED will come in two flavors like FRED in and FRED out. Okay, so we have FRED in and FRED out for server and the client communication. Anything else we learned in today's session? Anything else we learned? We learned about open weather map we learned, and we learned online media monitoring through RSS feed parser. So feed parser is a parser node which help us to perform this news analysis. So if you want to perform some news analysis, you can go with this RS news feeder. If you want to work with weather data analysis, you can go with this open weather map. So this many nodes are available, so you can take the appropriate node, then you can process with your application. So this is all about the summary. So for web-based application, we learned a new node. Can anyone help me in recollecting what node we learned it for HTML? Sorry, for a web-based application, the HTML code we used it to written over there. It starts with the T. Any guess?
Trigger node,
Template node.
Template node. Super, ma'am. Thanks for your response. The answer is correct. Answer is template. One faculty has helped me, so it's correct, sir. You're absolutely right. The node is template node. Okay, so template node will help us in writing your HTML code. Even HTML code, you no need to by heart it. You can go through w3schools.com and can take your data and you can place it here. Then in the online media monitoring using Node-RED, we had this feed parser node. So in the feed parser node, we will take this RSS link. RSS link, we can take it and we'll copy paste that RSS link and we will establish the connection. So this is all about your online one. For the front end FRED, you have to deploy your server in the FRED using your login. Create a login in the FRED, and then you will create your login. After creating your login, you will get the access of your FRED. So whatever whatever Node-RED you have it in your system is called your client, and that is your server. So data can be communicated or transmitted across the cloud and the server through this FRED. And finally, we land on with this open weather analysis. In the open weather analysis, you're supposed to create a login and you're supposed to create this API. It's very, very important. Your API is very essential for this application. Whereas in the front FRED also we have API, but it is optional for private endpoint. If you feel that you want to make some private endpoint, you can use this FRED API key. If it is going to be a public, then API key is not mandatory. It is an optional one in the FRED. Whereas in the weather report analysis, API key is mandatory. You're supposed to create a login and copy the API key and keep it ready. Then once you install your open weather map, you copy paste your API key, then you're activated. So this is the complete summary. So if you have any doubt, so I could take up your doubts now. So actually, Node-RED alone is not zero coding one. There was a KNIME tools available where machine learning algorithms like supervised and semi-supervised and unsupervised algorithms, clustering, excuse me, all the things can be done using KNIME Analytics platform. Again, it is an open source, so you can it's called watch these videos available in my channel as well. So that is also will be a zero coding analysis, zero coding towards data analytics. So now the forum is open to everyone. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Else I can
Hello,
end
ma'am.
the session. Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
it was a really good, ma'am, like your teaching and all with ample of patience. You have taught a lot of new concepts. So thank you for that. Ma'am, just like you had mentioned like Prime Analytics software as well. So can that no in Node-RED also can we do machine learning aspects as well, ma'am?
Ma'am, I have not done exactly it's called the clustering, those things in this no, through Node-RED. So using KNIME is much easier rather than the Node-RED. So all the nodes, it is also node based, ma'am. Every nodes, all the design decision tree nodes is there, clustering nodes is there. So what else? Whatever you feel supervised learning technologies have in the partitioning nodes, hierarchical methodologies, everything which has been designed with the nodes. You have to drag that node and you have to place it. You have to configure as like Node-RED. You need to configure in the KNIME Analytics.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am,
Thank
and
you.
any other tools, ma'am, like with respect to if we want to show it to students with respect to the IoT lab, for example, like one which we were using was Tinkercad, but in that, like Wi-Fi module will not
Just
do great
deactivated.
work.
Last year it
Yes,
was
ma'am.
there with the GSM model. Now they have removed GSM model, ma'am. That's what we gone with this Node-RED, ma'am. Tinkercad now without GSM, it has become an embedded system project. It is not an IoT based project. So much analytics is not could not possible through this. We have done few things with MATLAB, Simulink, and with this Node-RED and KNIME, ma'am. So these are the three verticals we used it here. At Tinkercad, we just explore to students so that the students will see, they will experience how this hardware components will look like. So as you said, we used Tinkercad earlier, but they removed GSM. I think in the till last August it was there. After August only they removed it, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank
But
you.
the paid version of the Tinkercad, they are providing the GSM model, ma'am. So when I
Okay, ma'am.
approached them, they said the paid version they are giving us. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Or else, like for that, we can use the Node-RED and show the students, like with respect to
Yes, ma'am.
Wi-Fi.
Yes. So one
Okay,
thing
thank.
I will let me show everyone. If you want to work with the hardware, there was Raspberry Pi integration is there. Pi. So you can see Pi GPO IOD. So where your Raspberry Pi could be integrated directly with the Node-RED, ma'am. If you have Raspberry Pi, so this is the configuration of your Raspberry Pi. See the GPO, general purpose input output. So all this configuration you have to use it and you can integrate with it and you can retrieve the data from the Raspberry Pi and you can process it here using a Node-RED. So that also has been possible through this Node-RED. So it is not only a simulation tool, it is also useful as an interfacing, hardware interfacing tool to simulate or to process your data, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Ma'am?
Ma'am, related to the sensors, is there anything to know about it? Sensor related practical, suppose if I want to
Yes,
conduct.
ma'am. We do have a support of sensors also. So for that particular whatever sensor we need it, we are supposed to it's called install it, ma'am. So we are supposed to
Oh,
identify that sensor. Then we need
okay.
to it's called in, uh, integrate that, install that into the system, and we have to use it now. Since we are all in the lockdown, we have not access with the devices actually, so I have not touched this. So even you can see, I have a camera based. See, that was a camera API take photo. So this will take the capture the photo, and it will help us for the processing. All the feasibilities can be integrated with the Node-RED MEM. Only thing is we have to identify the particular node, we need to install it, and we need to configure it. That's it, ma'am.
Okay, I'll try. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for sharing knowledge, and I hope it was useful for all the participants. Okay, so if
My
the
heartfelt
participants,
thanks. Let me express my gratitude to all the members. My heartfelt thanks to the management and head of the department, Vinuda ma'am, and all the faculty members, staff members, and organizing team members, and our great learners. It's really a great learning for me as well. Thank you so much for everyone's it's called interactions. Especially interactions are very it's called it helped, it added value to my teaching. So thank you so much.
once again, I thank all the participants for making this session an interactive one, and also I would like to thank Maheshwari, ma'am. I request Vijay to propose vote of thanks. Vijay?
Yes, madam. Now we have reached end of this 3 days FDP on zero coding, data analytics, and machine learning for IoT automation. On behalf of VVC management and Department of CSE, AI, and ML, we would like to thank the resource person, Dr. Maheshwari R, for such an informative and interactive session. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
And also, I would like to thank all the participants who are actively participated in all the 3 days, okay, who made this FDP a grand success. Thank you, all the participants. And also, I would like to thank Dr. Vinita DC, who organized this event and for all the faculties and different research scholars across the country. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, Professor Vijay.
And also, I would like to thank all the staff members of VVC and the coordinators of this FDP for organizing this event. And I request all the participants to please turn on your video. We can take a snap of this for this event. Is it possible? Please turn on the camera so that we can take a snapshot.
Participants, kindly turn on your videos for group photo.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you all for your active participation. We request your support in the future events also. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invitation and to be a resource person for this event. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Dear participants, kindly fill the feedback of today's session so that after once we going through all the 3 days feedback, we'll distribute the certificate to all the participants. Thank you, one and all.
Okay, thank you.
Feedback link is
Thank you,
in
ma'am.
the WhatsApp group.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, organizers.